Okay, pretty dry weekend this weekend, but we have a movie about Bruce Lee and a monk fighting in a warehouse in a super secret fight that should have worked. Birth of the Dragon. So the trailers show you that Birth of the Dragon is a story about Bruce Lee who's teaching martial arts in America to Westerners. The monks back home don't like that. So they send a monk to challenge him for honor's sake, and they fight in a warehouse. It's a secret fight. No one really knows about it. It's like the end of Rocky 3. But what this movie's really about is a guy being trained by Bruce Lee who develops feelings for this woman who's ultimately working slave labor to this crime family in Chinatown. So in the course of him talking to and ultimately being kind of pseudo-trained by Wong Jack Man, he's like, look man, the criminal owners in Chinatown want you to fight Bruce Lee, so can you do that? Because if you do, my girlfriend will be set free. That's the plot. Yeah, it's not quite the same, is it? Kind of feels like a bait and switch, because it is. I personally like seeing Bruce Lee in this phase in his life. It's some years before the Bruce Lee we've all heard about. It's years before the legend. He's a young, cocky dude. Also, it reminded me of when I saw Ali, and I was like, whoa, you hear so much about the legend of Muhammad Ali. I had no idea the dude was such an egomaniac. It's just a fascinating thing for me. And right here, I'm gonna say I know nothing about the story of Bruce Lee. I mean, Google search here and there, but I'm no aficionado. So I don't know what the movie got right, what it got wrong. All I can do is base the movie on the movie. Quite frankly, the movie's a bit of a bore. The movie takes a secondary character, ultimately wants to show you the movie through this guy's eyes, but all the supporting characters in the movie are boring. I didn't care about any of them. I was there to see Bruce Lee and this monk go at it. And there are slivers of what I came for in this movie woven into here. Conceptually, it's neat. Wong Jack Man is ultimately the old way of Kung Fu. Bruce Lee is the future. It's the future and the past colliding for relevance, but they never really play that angle up. It's muddled in this mess of a movie that just pours it on thick with mixed signals. But between Bruce Lee and Wong Jack Man, it's like, nah, they're just perceptions. Wong Jack Man was actually a pretty cool dude. I'd want to learn Kung Fu from him. He's not there to set Bruce Lee straight. He wants no part of this fight. I liked him a lot. I thought he was pretty cool. The fight itself is actually entertaining. But again, that fight that the trailer builds up is ultimately kind of one of the many things that happens in this movie. It's also arguably one of the two interesting things that happens in this movie. In the end of it, Bruce Lee and Wong Jack Man raid this building doing a super Kung Fu fight, which is completely contradictory to how Wong Jack Man's been handling everything leading up to this. He ultimately talked with his fists first, when really all they wanted was to know who won the fight. They could've just rang the doorbell and been like, hey, we'll declare a winner if you want. But that wouldn't make for a cool kick-ass scene. Again, don't know if it really happened. Maybe that's exactly how it went down. The characters in this movie are so thin, I can't pin down their motivations. There's no complexity, so it just comes across as a bit of a contradiction. Guys, in the end, I really wanted to like this movie. Fascinating story. Bruce Lee and a Kung Fu monk from the Shaolin Temple doing a super secret fight in a warehouse for honor's sake? Rad! That's just not what the movie really is. It's kind of a hollow love story among supporting characters that the movie doesn't really build up enough for you to care about. In the end, I walked out of this movie feeling like I paid full ticket price to see a made-for-TV movie, and I'm not gonna remember this movie in T-1 day. Yep, already forgot. Alright guys, so Birth of the Dragon, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Or what's your favorite Bruce Lee movie ever? Whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more. Wait, 1-inch punch.